Environmental influences on crime. There are several environmental influences on crime. Environmental influences deal with the criminal behavior in relationship to crime preventative initiatives. For example, if you are walking out of the store and all of a sudden at the door an alarm goes off, your first response is to panic and stand still. Next thing you know, the store clerk is searching your shopping bags, only to find out what item you have purchased did not have the security tag removed. What is the purpose of the security tag? The security tag is to prevent shoplifting. It is a crime preventative initiative to make a criminal think twice about stealing from stores. Does it always work? For the most part, it does stop criminals from shoplifting. But there are a few shoplifters that have figured out how to remove these tags and are able to shoplift. Today, we will address for environmental influences on crime, along with their patterns and trends. The four we will look at are surveillance cameras, street lighting, police reports, and identity theft. So let us begin with surveillance cameras. How effective are police cameras? In this day and age, a big brother is watching you. Are police cameras successful in preventing and solving crimes? There have been few studies on whether this is a long-term effect of police cameras reducing crimes. The overall consensus is that police cameras do not reduce crimes to the same extent. Premeditated crimes or crimes fueled by drugs and alcohol happen most often. When police cameras are first installed, crime rate drops. The impact of police cameras decreases as time goes on. The points that experts do agree on about police cameras are: cameras only prevent crimes committed by rational people. Criminals must think about the risk of being caught on camera. Cameras have a bigger impact on keeping order more than preventing violent crimes. Camera has mixed results because criminals react in different ways. Cameras are only effective if police prove they are taking actions to the crimes being seen on cameras. Cameras can solve crimes and help convict criminals. A criminal caught on camera is more likely to confess to a crime. Trends that experts do agree on with the use of police cameras. Cameras help maintain order in the areas they are installed and does reduce the time police are needed. The more a criminal is concerned with being caught, the bigger the impact of the police camera. Once crime happens, the camera can catch criminals. This can keep criminals from reoffending elsewhere and reduce crime. Cameras make citizens feel safer. Cameras work best when combined with other initiatives, such as lighting, signs alerting people of presence of the camera, and real-time monitoring. The next environmental influence we will look at is street lighting. How many of you feel safe walking down a well-lit street? I know I feel safer walking down a well-lit street as opposed to a dark alley. A well-lit street means I can be seen, and the feeling of being safe and feeling I won't be attacked. Improved street lighting is an initiative that is focused on preventing crime through modifying the environment and to reduce opportunities for offenders to commit a crime. There are two main reasons why streetlights prevent crimes. One is situational crime prevention. This focuses on reducing opportunities for crimes. Two, strengthening formal social controls and community cohesion. The installation of street lighting in a neighborhood of high crime rate shows a sign of positive investment in the community and alerts residents that efforts are being made to improve the community. This increases the sense of community and community pride. It also provides reassurance to people who are fearful of public space. In 2007, the cities in the U.S. installed new street lighting in order to compare reported crimes before and after the installation of the lights. Increasing the lights in the cities of Indianapolis, Harrisburg, New Orleans, and Portland, Oregon did not show a drop in crime rates. However, in the cities that the lights did work, they did not work consistently. Fort Worth showed a drop in all crimes, and Kansas City saw a drop in only violent crimes. Street lighting can enable criminals as much as it does its potential victims. Increased lighting allows criminals to see contents of parked cars where flashlights would draw attention. Street lighting can allow criminals to case a place and let them know of anyone being around who could stop them from breaking in. Street lighting can scare an offender away, and it can also tell them enough information about a street, a house, or a parking lot to let them know if there is anything to be scared of. We all like to see police presence in the matter of our safety. Random preventative patrols are the idea that visible police presence in the area is a deterrent effect on crime from happening and reducing public fear of crime. Patrolling by police force refers to what police officers do when not handling calls of service. So what are the types of patrolling? Patrol as watching. The primary purpose of patrolling is watching. It is expected that a police will prevent crimes and disorder by their watchfulness. Patrol as waiting. Police officers use two-way radios to have communication with headquarters for calls of police assistance. Patrol officers working in the day shift handle more routine crime reporting in public service duties. Evening shift police officers handle more disputes and disorders and crimes in progress. Night shift operators have less human interactions, focusing their attention on the few businesses that are open during their shift and the security of the businesses that are closed during their shift. What is the future of patrolling? The future of patrolling is to be in predictive policing. What is predictive policing? Predictive policing is a long-term analysis of taking data from disparate sources and using the results to anticipate, prevent, and respond more effectively to future crimes. Predictive policing depends on data collection and community involvement to be successful. What security measures do you take in protecting your personal identification? You probably don't give it a second thought. Your thinking is there is chips and credit cards to protect me, as well as PIN codes and passwords. Let me tell you a story of how a password to a school email led to identity theft. Last summer, my daughter came to my husband and I telling us of an email she received from Amazon. The email stated she had insufficient funds for an order she had placed. The order ended up to be accumulation of an orders for a pink gym bag, cupcake liners, $30 light bulbs, and a subscription to Amazon Prime. My daughter admittedly denied the orders. I called Amazon to question the orders. First, I was informed them of her age. Next, because she and her sister's emails are linked to our Amazon account, we found out this leads to them having access to our debit card on file. When we found this out, we had all orders blocked. Through Amazon, we found out the name and the address of the individual who had placed the order. Through this information, I asked my daughter if she knew this person who had placed the order. She replied it was a mother of a girl in her class. I proceeded to call the school to warn them of this event. This is how I discovered how the woman was able to access our Amazon account. At the beginning of the school year, the school had given a universal password to all the students to access their school emails. Once accessing their school, once accessing their email, students were supposed to change the password. Like most kids, my daughter did not change the password. The woman who committed this crime used this to her advantage. I reported this crime to the police. In the end, the woman was warned, but not arrested because there were several people who had access to the computer she was using, and it could not be proven that she was sitting at the computer when she placed the orders on Amazon. My daughter is 12 years old, and she had her privacy invaded and her identity stolen. As parents, we were angry and felt very exposed. Today's criminals use every opportunity to exploit their victims through the lack of security measures. Your personal data is scattered widely, most beyond your control. So what common thing do we all have that is used to steal identity? The common thing we all share in the United States is our Social Security numbers. The collection of taxes are based on our Social Security numbers, and private institutions use our Social Security numbers to track employees, students, and patients. The access to our Social Security number allows criminals opportunities to access all documents related to your citizenship. The next way criminals can steal identity is through your credit cards. When criminals get a hold of a firm's credit card records, there are two distinct effects. First, the criminals are able to obtain digital information of individuals, and there are many ways criminals can use this information. One is to run up huge bills, forcing credit card companies to suffer huge losses, or sell the credit card information to other criminals. Second, criminals use individual names and credit card numbers to create new identities. Criminals will contact the institution where the credit card came from and change the address. Using this information, a criminal can get a new driver's license in the victim's name and a picture of themselves. Once getting a driver's license, they can acquire a new Social Security card number. Then they can open up bank accounts and get loans using the victim's background and credit. The victims will be unaware of their identity having been stolen until the creditors begin calling them about the debts against them. This is the only time identity theft will become known. In 2015, it was reported by the U.S. Bureau of Justice that in 2014, 1.1 million Americans had their identity stolen to open bank accounts, the credit card accounts, or utility accounts. Another 16.4 million Americans reported being victimized by account thefts. The total number of identity thefts have grown by 1 million since 2012. The total financial losses in 2012 declined by 10 billion to 15.4 billion. Most of this decline can be attributed to the number of people losing $2,000 or more. Most of the identity theft involved losses of less than $300, accounting for 54%. All four of these environmental influences have an impact on criminal behavior. These environmental influences affect how criminals will react. Do they prevent crimes from happening? Does it impact the reduction of crime? Or does it change how crime is committed? From the information I have talked to you today about for environmental influences on crime, What are your answers to the questions I have posed to you?